Follow Cheap Not Broke on Instagram and TikTok at Cheap Not Broke.
Back at it. We live. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's very important. We need that following to grow. I need to get my subscribers up. Everybody asking me, how many followers you got? Well, damn it, I have one more if you will follow. That would be great. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Yes. Tonight, we're going to get right on into it. I don't like to play. I don't like to waste people's time. I like to talk about what's important. And I was curious. I was talking to somebody. I was talking to my fiance over the weekend, and I said, man, what happened to Verzuz? Because I saw some concerts pop up. I said, what happened to Verzuz? Verzuz was a good thing. Y'all remember Verzuz over COVID? You know, people stuck in the house. You had your favorite artists battling it out, you know, hit for hit, whatnot, song for song. It was a great time to be alive. You saw some people you hadn't seen in a long time, but all of a sudden, Verzuz went away. And once that happened, well, you didn't hear about it no more. It just disappeared, went away. So what? Unmute. There we go. We back in business. Somebody drop a comment. Can y'all hear me right now? Seems like my audio is messing up. Is my audio straight? How's my audio? Big Payback Portal. What's happening? What's going on? Well, I'm hoping y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. You can hear me now. Appreciate it. Josh Brown, what's going on? Y'all can hear me. Damn it, my equipment was messing up. All right, so we back on. We rolling. All right, what's happening, y'all? Appreciate y'all tuning in. We back live. Now, I want to jump into it. I said, what happened to Verzuz? Y'all remember Verzuz from COVID? During COVID time, you had your favorite artists, big artists too. Now, these weren't some people off the street. These were people who had hit records, Grammys, and all that stuff. Performing hit for hit, going back and forth. It was an amazing time. Amazing time. I was like, dang, what happened to Verzuz? Because I was looking at a concert and I'm like, man, I hadn't seen Verzuz or none of that. None of that stuff had happened in a long time. So I said, let me go find out what the hell was going on with it. How did it even get started? Because it was a great idea. I don't know if y'all thought so. I thought Verzuz was a great idea, especially, man, who was it? It was Gucci Mane against somebody. One of my favorites was Gucci Mane against somebody. That was a good one. Brought out the Isley Brothers, brought out a whole lot of people. I thought it was revamping not nobody's career, but just giving people opportunity to be seen and heard that you hadn't seen in a long time. So I thought Verzuz was a dope thing, and you know, but it just went away, just disappeared. So I said, what the hell happened to Verzuz? Verzuz actually got bought. Verzuz was bought. It got bought and sold. I don't know if everybody knows that. I didn't know that. It did. It got bought and sold by some people who ain't doing what they need to do with it. That's why you're not hearing about it no more. That's why it's like, well, damn, what happened to Verzuz, man? You had everybody performing on there. Now you had to sit home and watch it, you know, at home. But I'm like, damn, this would be an awesome experience if it was in person. It was me too. It was right. It was a good idea. It was a great idea because how often, listen, even on your even when you have a playlist, you don't take a playlist from, you know, two artists and go back and forth. And it's not live. It's not them performing the songs. That was a great damn idea. So I'm like, you know, just sitting at home watching it. I'm like, this is dope. Especially have them compete. They're not competing. They weren't competing. But I mean, the crowd determines the winner. I mean, somebody had to win at the end of the night. And I'm like, dang, you know, thinking about Verzuz and whatnot, You look at all these shows like The Masked Singer on Fox. You look at American Idol. Could Verzuz have made its way to mainstream TV? Huh? Could it? Could it have made its way to mainstream TV? Or could it have made it to like HBO or made it to Netflix Live? It was fire. Right. It was fire. So I just want to know what the hell happened to it. And it was a lot of, black artists, a lot of people you hadn't seen. And it was just bringing people together that you would never, a lot of these people who were coming together to compete or, song for song, they would never do a show together, let alone come out on the stage together. They didn't come on. What are the odds you would get and who was Gucci brand? Come on, man. Y'all, who was Gucci man competing against? He was competing against somebody. Oh man. Don't forget the lyrics was my oh yes. Yes. Yeah. Man, listen. Oh, the lyrics. I remember that. That was a show too, if I'm not mistaken. The lyrics was a show too. So yeah, you had everybody was coming together during COVID, performing live. We were watching it at home, but I'm like, why this didn't make it to concert? You know how much money you could sold tickets for? Think about, oh man, I'm trying to think of who could have broke the bank. You had some people out there could have really, really broke the bank. Lil Wayne, I wanted to see Lil Wayne and I want to see Lil Wayne and Jay-Z go at it. Now, a lot of people didn't have enough songs. You got to have a nice catalog. You got to have a long, long, long catalog to be able to compete. You got to have 20 hits, not 20 songs, 20 hits that we know. You can't have something that was track number 7 on your third album that didn't sell well. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. A lot of companies buy things only to shut it down. That's true. That's true. That's true. And we're going to get into that. But let's get into some of these facts about Verzuz. So Verzuz initially started, like I said, Verzuz started during pandemic. Artists were going hit for hit. And it gained a lot of popularity because you didn't have nothing else to do. So you're sitting down, just sitting down watching it. This was started by Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. Makes sense. They're two of the biggest producers we've ever seen. Makes plenty of sense. And they started this back in, like I said, 2021. It got sold to a company called Triller Network in March of 2021. Triller is a social media platform. Apparently, they were trying to compete with TikTok, which is you can't do that. Good luck. Good luck. TikTok came out of nowhere and took off. Like, y'all remember Snapchat? Yeah, TikTok put them to bed. But anyway, Triller was supposed to compete with TikTok. They have music. They have ways that you can upload your own music. It was supposed to be like a dance site with music, and they were supposed to grow and compete. Well, clearly it didn't because you didn't hear about that. Now, what happened was this. They sold Verzuz to Triller for, I think, 28 million. 28 million. They're not really getting out. They're not really putting the numbers out there. I was having some trouble finding the numbers. But it was sold for 28 million. And from this 28 million, apparently they were late on the payments. Now, I'm sure you don't make a 21 million up, 20 million up front. This is a small company. They probably didn't have all the money. So they're making some payments. And apparently they weren't making the payments to Timbaland and Swizz Beatz. And they were like, oh no, hell no. We need our money. Run us our money now. They didn't run them that money. So they ran them to court. Ran them to court, ended up suing and settling for an undisclosed amount. We don't know how much this amount was, but it was definitely settled. As a part of the deal, though, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland received equity in Triller Network and joined the company's management team to help oversee Verzuz. Additionally, they arranged for the artists who participated in Verzuz battle to also receive a share of equity, making the deal more inclusive and beneficial to performers involved in the platform sets. So they're going to get some equity. Not only that, I guess you get paid based on the performance of the platform, kind of like Spotify does, but they don't really pay nobody, right? So Triller Network, is Triller Network successful? I want to know. I said, are they doing it well? Well, Triller Network has experienced a lot of ups and downs because you've probably never even heard of it. They were supposed to try to compete with TikTok, but that didn't happen. That just didn't happen because like they're focusing on on music. TikTok does everything. People do all kind of stuff on TikTok. So TikTok, and of course TikTok is ran by the Chinese. Chinese are very efficient at what they do. Right. So that didn't help. And number two, they also had this big lawsuit. The lawsuit, they were sued by Timbaland, Swizz Beatz, and they were also sued by other artists for unpaid royalties because I'm pretty sure in order to use my music, they were using people's music for other stuff. They didn't pay these people. The payments don't come due. That's your ass. And they had to go get them. So they had a lot of lawsuits, and that was setting them back. That's why they couldn't grow. And two, while Triller had this period of growth, particularly, TikTok came out and just stopped them. You never heard of Triller. Like, Triller, what is that? Only thing I know is Trill Burgers, Bun B. And he came out here to California. I wasn't eating beef at the time. I didn't get one. I was pissed. I should have got me a Triller burger. Now I got to take my ass all the way to Texas, give me a Trill burger. But I'm still going to do that. Back to the point. Triller came out with TikTok. TikTok smashed them. And not only that, they just couldn't keep people on the platform because you got to spend a lot of money on marketing. Come on, you got a social media platform. People really got to find, it's got to really make sense for people to be on your platform and do business. It's really got to make, damn headphones. Come on now. It's really got to make sense for the people to be on your platform. And if you're not marketing and promoting, I don't know how you get a social media platform out there. You got to pay people or you got to have a big time influencer do something. But to market a social media platform is very, 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 very difficult. TikTok figured it out. Triller did not. Snapchat didn't. I don't know. Do you know anybody still getting on Snapchat? I don't know a soul on Snapchat. If you're on Snapchat, you're on there by your damn self. I don't know anybody on Snapchat. But they tried to market at the same time as TikTok, and it didn't work out. And at the time, I guess what their business strategy was, we're going to buy Verzuz. And, Verzuz is going to take off for us and do well. People are going to continue to watch Verzuz and come over here on our platform. They didn't. Remember, we watched Verzuz on Instagram. Verzuz had its own Instagram page. So you're not about to get people to come on a whole nother platform. Good luck. They were trying to get people to come on their platform to watch this stuff. Nobody was doing that. Everybody, you know who these artists are. You follow them all the time on Instagram. So it makes sense to stay on Instagram and do it. Duh. It didn't make sense. They weren't trying to get on YouTube and do this. They were trying to stay right on Instagram where everything was working out. They took everybody, tried to take them on their own platform. Didn't work. And they lost a lot of money. And that's why you're not hearing about no damn Triller to this day. That's why you're not really hearing about them right now. Because they just, it was unsuccessful. You can't compete with TikTok. And you didn't pay the people. The founders. Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. You didn't pay them. So this company is just bad off. They didn't do a good job. They didn't do a good job at all with this stuff. So, let me see. But what I wanted to know was this. This is what I really wanted to get into. What was the potential of Verzuz? What Verzuz could have became? I believe Verzuz started off on Instagram going live. That's cool, great. But Verzuz could have also Verzuz could have went concerts. Think about this. You got come on, give me some artists. Give me two artists, y'all. Give me two artists. You got I'm trying to think of somebody. I can't think of nobody. Now the biggest one probably would be Beyonce and Taylor Swift. Man, listen, that'd be crazy. That probably wouldn't happen. But those numbers would be ridiculous. But just give me your two favorite artists, right? They started off on Verzuz. You're sitting at home watching for free. Now we get to go in person and watch. What could you do? Oh, these are my favorite artists. I'm going to go watch them. Cool. No problem. You get to go watch them in person. You can also charge an upcharge to make people pick the songs. Like, if you want to be a part of picking the song list or you want to have some say-so, you got to pay some extra money. People would pay extra money to go see because it's not often that you can get two of your favorite artists in the same video on stage together doing both of the hits. For the fans, it's amazing. I get two of my favorite people at the same time, and I can go see them. That works. And I make a shit ton of money. But Verzuz didn't do that. Verzuz didn't do that. K-Dot and the Canadian rapper, what's his face? Oh, yeah, K-Dot and Drake. There you go. I'm slipping. There you go. Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Yes. Now, all right. Bam. Let's take that. Let's take the Kendrick Lamar and Drake situation. Crazy hot. Crazy. That stuff was burning up. But this is what could have happened. Hey, look. Whoa. Stop right there. We're not releasing no more music. We're not going to release no more music. What we're going to do is this. We're going to have a concert. Because they can fill up any arena in America. Kendrick Lamar and Drake, they can do 40,000 seats in an hour. Less than that. I'm damn sure of that. So if they would put out the initial songs, boom, all right, then they said, all right, you want to hear the rest of this beat? You got to come to the Verzuz. And they would have been on stage going at it. Like they're in person. Now, you dropped the song, you got to go to the internet and listen. You drop the song, you gotta go to the internet, listen. No, tickets $100, $150, and they're gonna be on stage together. And not only are they gonna do the hits, they're doing a diss battle. So they're about to drop these new songs. He would have dropped They're Not Like Us. Imagine he would have did that and Drake was in the building in person. Man, that would have been crazy. Now that's what Versus people would pay for. That's one Versus people would have paid for. If the Kendrick Lamar and Drake situation could have went live in person, if they could have got any arena in the world, anywhere in the world, don't matter, any stadium, they would have filled that thing up, 60,000, 100,000 seats. All they had to do was put out in the middle of this thing when it was cooking, bubbling. If they said, you know what, the next couple tracks you want to hear, you got to come to the stadium. You got to hear them here. Everybody would have been trying to get out there to that. Anybody who's a music head is trying to go to that Versus battle. Kendrick, and even still right now, to this same day, they can still do a Versus battle and it would sell out. It's not like it's old news. We haven't heard from Drake in a minute, since this whole thing happened. So it's not like it can't still happen. It can still happen. But the Versus could have kept going if they would have kept it in person, man. Versus would have did big dollars in person. And not even just the competition side of it, just being able to get to hear all your people at the same time. One night, Taylor Swift prices tickets. Oh man. Now listen, she's not competing against anybody, but she could. I mean, you just get any two people anywhere, it's going to be a big thing. Just like sports, we're always used to seeing people compete together. So what if you got two big artists at the same time performing their songs live on the stage together? Now, I'm not talking about, one person come out, do their songs, then another person come out. No, we on stage together, and you got the stage split like they had in Versus. This is my side of the stage. This is your side of the stage. And this is what we doing. We going back at it. Man, big money. But I think they fumbled the bag. They fumbled the bag by not taking this in the live person, man. You could have went on tour with this. You could have did a versus anybody. And, I could have been like me or whoever, Kendrick Lamar versus these many people. And he go do a versus against these different people. And he come to your city. I can do a versus against you and do a versus against everybody in Atlanta. All that stuff. 50 Cent and the fake Rick Ross also would have been a good versus. That would have been a good versus. It would have been a good versus. Now, what if that versus would have been in New York, 50's home city, and Miami? Man, now we can sell it out 2 times. We can sell this thing out twice and make all this money. So question was this. Do y'all think Swizz Beatz and Timbaland made a mistake by selling early and not allowing the brand to grow? Now, 28 million is a lot of money. Whole lot of money. I don't know what the financial situation was, but just outside looking in, what would you have done? Would you have sold it, or would you have said, you know what, maybe if we take this on the road, we can make a killing? Because some people, you're never going to see them on stage together. It's just not going to happen. And to see them in person on together, and then you and the crowd get to pick and vote. Oh, this round, you win round 1, you win round 2. Now it's a competition. Take a look at Nick Cannon, what he did with Wild 'N Out. He's taking comedy to a whole nother level. He's making people laugh, and he's going on tour. Yeah, they doing stand-up comedy, but he has a whole nother situation with Wild 'N Out, the TV show. And there was a lot of stand-up comedians. Now he goes on the road and they go do a stand-up comedy show. He's making money 2 ways, tenfold. Tell me they couldn't have did that with Versus. They could have did that with Versus. They damn sure could have did that with Versus. Versus could have won, man. Versus could have still been a big thing, y'all. It could have still been a big thing, but sometimes, I don't know, maybe we don't realize what we got. I don't know. I wasn't in the room with them guys. I don't know what was going on, but I do think it could have became a huge thing because you just don't get to see your favorite artists on stage together doing all your favorite songs. That's just something you don't get to see often. I think so. I think they could have taken the investment part to the scale, but selling it was a big no-no. I think so too, because I think they had the money to ride it out. And listen, they got the cachet. This is Timbaland and Swizz Beatz. Y'all know everybody in the industry. They could have went on the road, went to different venues, and just started doing shows. I mean, and you don't even know who's next. You don't like, oh man, who's going to, like Monica and Brandy. Y'all remember that? Monica and Brandy in person live? Come on. 50 Cent in person live? Let me Josh Brown. Josh said 50 Cent and Rick Ross live. Like he said, Taylor Swift and Beyonce. Let me tell you something. Taylor Swift and Beyonce gonna break the bank. The bank. You couldn't even get enough people. That stuff gonna sell out so fast. Or even if just Taylor Swift and Beyonce just did a tour together. I mean, just coming on stage and doing it like that. But people like the competition of the show. The competition of the show made it special. It's one thing just to come out and do the songs, but for the audience be able to participate, pick the winner, and they do all your hit songs. Come on, man. And that's in person. I'm here in concert. Man, listen, that would have broke the bank. That would have broke the bank. And I still think it's a good idea. But like I said, you got to be somebody big time. You got to be able to pay the artists. Timbaland, and they could have partnered up with it. They got enough sponsors. They know enough people out there could have done this. So I think the Verzuz died on tough ears. But look, let's take a look at this though. Let me show you Triller's website. Let's take a look at that real quick so y'all can see what the hell it became. So this is Triller. This is Triller's website right here. This is the full site. Where home of Triller. Is this it? Nope. Let me go to the other screen. This is what Triller looks like. This is what they said. Hey, this is what we're gonna buy Verzuz, and we're gonna put it on here. And clearly didn't work. So this is Triller right here. Triller looks super basic. Now this is the full site. So this is not the site that's on your phone. I'm sure it looks a little different on your phone, but this is it. Apparently, it's just the same. You upload videos here, kind of like a TikTok type situation, and you're supposed to have to compete with this. They have music, so but they're also trying to promote a lot of music. I think these are new artists because you got to pay artists royalties. Them big time folk, you got to pay them. So I think they were trying to grow on the music side of the game. And they bought Verzuz as a strategy to do that, but it didn't work out. It just didn't work. You see the website right here. This looks basic and trash to me. This doesn't look like something I would pay for at all. But that's what it is. This is it. This is what they wanted you to pay for, y'all. This is where Verzuz came. Triller TV. So they also have TV, trying to get into TV, sports. Look like they're all over the place. Like, damn, are y'all in music? Y'all UFC fighting ring? What the hell is this? Triller TV schedule. Yeah, they're all over the place. No wonder they're where they're at. But they clearly dropped the ball. And I don't know who took over Verzuz. I thought Timbaland or Swizz Beatz was supposed to continue to help manage and run the brand, but clearly they're not. And add AI virtual glasses to it too. You can feel the real. Oh yeah. Like, exactly. Yeah, you can feel like it's real. It's so much stuff you can do. I mean, you got the concessions money. You got all kind of stuff they could have did. But if Verzuz would have made it to live in person, I don't think it was no stopping them. It's good, man, because it's just, yes, everybody wants to go see somebody. Yeah, that's great. But to go see your two artists and they do all the hits and somebody's got to win and you get to participate, it would have been such a better experience in person. It's one thing to have sat and watched it at home, but to be there in person and watch it, and they can make it interactive. Like Josh said, give you virtual glasses. They can have you, people can sit there and press, a tablet or something, and you can tally up everybody's votes. Man, it's so much you do. The potential for Verzuz to have became bigger than what it was endless potential. But apparently, as you saw, we see it didn't reach that. It did not reach that. And I was like, damn, man, Verzuz was big time, y'all. And they were only just bringing current artists. They were bringing artists like they brought the Isley brothers back. Let me look up the Verzuz competition list. Let's see, Verzuz competition list. Let's see if we got it. Game. Who Verzuz competition list? Who competed against who? I want to know. Verzuz battle. Okay, here we go. Verzuz battles ranked. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. Where's the list? All right, the Gene. Let's get down to the top. Let's go down to number one. They got down to 29. We don't want all that. We just want number one. We just won number one. Aha! The number one versus battle was Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle. Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle. Damn. Now look at this. Now let's go. Let's stream. Let's take a look at this right here. Let's look at this right here. Now let's just take a look and see what this could have been. Could have been. This is it. Now they're sitting down in two chairs. They're sitting down chilling in the chairs performing, right? This is nice. There is no audience there, and you just got the chat rolling. That's cool. But what would this have been if this was in person live? You got Gladys Knight, and you got where'd it go? You got Gladys Knight, and then you got Patti LaBelle in person. Now, not only that, I understand you got Patty's Pies. Patty's selling her pies. Gladys Knight, I think she got Gladys Knight chicken. Come on, man. And now, not only that, I'm talking these ladies on the big stage. They changing every, couple songs. They change their outfits, so they always got that going. Baby, come on, man. That shit would have been good. That would have been good. But look at that. Because we didn't see the potential. They just sitting up there on camera, sitting next to each other, having a good time. Now, they need to get on stage, be in they have the outfits on, have the band back there, and they get to do song. They can sing a song together, because we only get that during award shows. That's the only time you get that as an award show. But for hit and the audience participation, because you get to participate, would have been big. But what do I say all this for? Man, because you don't know what kind of idea you got. And I guess those guys are rich. They got a lot of money. I don't know why they sold, but I just personally see the potential and what it could have became. And you could have an idea that could have to do the same. But should you sell? No. Should you sell? You shouldn't sell. But hey, that's what I think. I just want to get in and figure out what the hell happened to Verzuz. What happened to Verzuz? What y'all think? Drop a comment. Do y'all think Verzuz could have kept on going? Do you think Verzuz would have been bigger? Would you have went to Verzuz? And who's some people you wanted to see? Who's somebody y'all wanted to see in Verzuz? I would have wanted to see, because you also got the Tiny Desk. The Tiny Desk is nice, but the Tiny Desk is on YouTube at home. What if Tiny Desk was a concert series and people came out and go in person? What would that look like? People still go out in person to concerts, and some of these COVID ideas could have kept on rolling. But let me know in the comments what y'all think. Who would y'all have liked to see in that? But before you do, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Head over to cheapnotbroke.com. Watch that content, y'all. And as you know what time it is. We got to go to break. Then it's time for some interesting news. So let's go to break real quick. We'll be right back. And yeah, while we're on break, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to jump into these news stories. We'll be right back. People, thank you for tuning back into my channel. I got some new merch for you. I got hats, I got mugs, and I got the new Cheap Not Broke shirt with the patch on them. This stuff is official. I got it hot off the press, sewn on just for you. I got black, red, and white. Head over to cheapnotbroke.com and grab your merch. It's time for the interesting news of the day. And what do we have for you today? Boy, I got some interesting news for y'all. All right, let's get into top story. Top story. This is wild. I don't know if you noticed. I went to Brazil back in May. We ain't gonna talk about the video. Working on it. I went to Brazil back in May, and nice country. Liked it. Loved it. Great place. I would tell you, if you haven't been down there, you should go. It's a great time. It is a great time. Hold on. Before we get into that, got a comment. Got to read Josh's comment. Verzuz was really big during COVID pandemic because everybody was at home, but with the new technology, I believe it could have been big. It could have been big, yes, and still can because people want to come out in concerts and they want to see the people together. Yes, it could, and it still can be big. I don't know. Damn it, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do this. I gotta figure out a way to do this. Cheap not broke. I'm on it. I'm on it. All right. Back to the story. So Brazil, a great time, awesome place, great people, a lot of black people, a lot of black history. Definitely go. Here's the thing: Brazil Supreme Court upholds judge's decision to block X, formerly known as Twitter, across the country. Brazilian Supreme Court on Monday upheld a ban on Elon Musk's social media platform X, effectively shutting out more than 200 million people from using the popular app. A majority of 3 out of 5 judges on the panel voted in a virtual session to affirm the decision by Judge Alexia Morel, who last Friday ordered X to be blocked from failing to name a local representative required by law. X will remain offline until it complies with the judge's orders to comply with the judge's orders and pays an outstanding fee of $3 million. And also in Brazil, if you find your way onto Twitter by using a VPN, you can be hit with a $10,000 a day fine. Now, why is this happening? This is happening because Brazil feels like X should have some protection for people's rights. They feel like they should have some what the hell am I talking? What the damn it? Freedom of rights, law. Basically, you shouldn't be able to say freedom of speech. They should have some more regulations around freedom of speech because apparently in Brazil, a couple years ago, when their current president was running for election, there was a lot of hate speech, a lot of misinformation, and Twitter was a platform that people were doing that. So Brazil feels that they should be able to block, or they should be able to censor some of that material on X's website. And Elon Musk, the devout Trump supporter, he said no. Pick one of these fingers. I'm not doing that. And he said no. So now you can't use Twitter in Brazil, which is crazy. Politics. You sitting at home, you make your money on Twitter. All the good stuff you got going on Twitter. Now some other garbage is going on, and it cut your money off. Why? Here's the thing. You can't put all your money in no one platform, okay? If they cut you off, or if something happened, you're kind of like, think about all the money who people making money on TikTok, and they're trying to ban TikTok in America. If that's the only way you're making money, and you're making a whole lot of money on TikTok, you're damn near TikTok famous. They ban it. What you gonna do now? You got to diversify where you're doing stuff. You can't just do anything in one platform. Trust me, I lost my Facebook page like 2 years ago. All my college pictures, all my history, gone into the abyss. Those bastards. I hate them. I hate them. They don't even have a customer service number. But my point is, don't put all your marbles onto no one platform. Don't make it don't let all your resources come from there, all your followers, all your money. Because they get tired of you, or something changes, they cut it off. Now all your income is cut off, and now your access to all your fan base is cut off. Have another place where you can have access to your fans and your people or whatever. Don't let them do this. Because you see what's happening in Brazil. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This has got to do with Elon Musk and our government. But I'm pretty sure those judges don't make no money off of Twitter. The people who are blocking this whole thing ain't got nothing to do with Twitter. But the people at home who are tweeting, who have a fan base, if that's how you let people know where your concerts are, whatever the case, if you use Twitter for information and to spread information to people and they shut it down, you're fucked. And you don't want that to happen. Make sure you diversify what you do. All right, next story. Man, let me tell you something about this. Apple is dirty. This is why I don't use Apple. I don't like Apple. Not a fan. I use their computers. Okay, I lied. I'm not a fan of the iPhone. Not a fan of the iPhone, and won't be using it no time soon. Forget it. But this is what happened. Apple threatened to move Will Smith movie out of Louisiana if lawmakers didn't kill App Store bill. What happened, Malcolm? What are you talking about? Well, Apple's greedy. Louisiana said, listen, there's a monopoly in the Apple Store. There are app developers out there who want to participate in the App Store, but Apple says in order to participate, in order to have your app on our platform, you must pay us a fee. Well, Louisiana said, no, that's not correct. That's not how it should be. You should be able to sell your product in the App Store and not have to pay them a fee, and we'll circumvent that. Apple said, no, the hell you're not. No, the hell you're not. So Apple was shooting a movie, Emancipation The Emancipation with Will Smith, and he was damn, who was he? Who was he? Yes, damn it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me go back. Okay, yes. So yes, he was sued in the movie Emancipation where he was a slave and he was bound to be freed. All that. I don't know if anybody watched it. It was on Apple, and nobody was going to sign up to watch that movie on Apple. But yes, Emancipation. He was a slave that was freed, and they said, "Look, we're shooting a movie down here. We're spending a couple $1,000,000 in your state. If you want to propose this bill, we're going to take our production elsewhere. You're not going to get that money." Louisiana said, we can't lose that money. We need that money. So they eradicated the bill, got rid of the bill, and that was that. That's how, hey, listen, that's how people, that's when you got real power. These companies got a lot of power. They will threaten to do this, threaten to raise prices, or threaten to leave, or something. And listen, some of these state governments need that money. They need that money that these powerful companies provide. So in that situation, they said, nah, we can't afford that. So they had to shut it on down. Shut that bill down and let Apple do what it wanted to do. Got tired of your punk ass. They say, y'all not about to bully us, but they did. That's exactly what they did. And that's tough. Oh, I love Brazil. I love it too, man. Brazil's great. Brazil is a good time. Go to Rio de Janeiro. Ain't nothing in Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, boring. Don't go there. Pretty good movie. Yeah, I didn't see the movie. I need to watch it though. I'm not going to judge it. Will Smith is a great actor. I'm not going to judge it. But I do need to see the movie. It does look like a good ass movie. Okay, now. But it just shows you the puppety. Like, listen, they did this over a movie. What else can they do? What else? How else can they bully you? Okay, these companies have lobbyists. They pay people to go down to Capitol Hill and the lawmakers and get laws changed in their favor. We can't do that as citizens. We, especially black people, we should have been be able to lobby as one group and go get some things changed and cut the check. But it just hasn't worked out for us for some reason. But who knows what the future holds? It's going to work out. And then we have another story. Subway, not a fan of it. I don't like Subway. I used to work there in college. Ate too many subs from Subway, not eating them anymore. But here's the thing. If you do like Subway, well, prepare for change. Subway soda wars forced owners to choose PepsiCo over Coke over losing franchises. So what happened was Subway for a long time. I don't know if you ever go into any store, but stores usually have two distributors. They have Pepsi or they have PepsiCo, right? Pepsi or PepsiCo. They don't have both. So if you go to anywhere, if you go into like, is it Whole Foods? Yeah, you go in, not Whole Foods, Wingstop, Pepsi, Coca-Cola product. You go in like Domino's, I think it's PepsiCo. But nobody commingles. You sign a contract with Pepsi or PepsiCo. Well, Subway is switching from Coca-Cola to PepsiCo. And that all their franchises have to do the same. So if you own a Subway, you're a franchisee, you pay royalty fees, and you have to adhere to what the parent company, Subway, tells you to do. You don't just own the company. So what Subway is doing right now is saying this. If you own a franchise, well, you have to switch out your machine from Coca-Cola, well, your products from Coca-Cola to Pepsi. A lot of franchises don't want to do that. They like Coca-Cola because they've been using it for a while. However, apparently Pepsi has a deal with PepsiCo and they're getting discounts. So they're saying everybody got to switch, which is causing some of these owners of these some of these Subways problems because they got to pay for this shit. It's expensive. Those that fail to risk. And then also, see, if you don't make the change, you're at risk of defaulting on your franchise agreement, which will ultimately charge you to, pay fees and ultimately maybe losing your franchise. But let's take a read. Let's read this really quick. Subway franchise owners, many of them who were involved in the chain's $6.99 promotion of the Subway footlong sub, $6.99. Everybody else is selling their Subway sub sandwiches for at least $10. The parent company, Ronark, which bought the family-owned chain in April, plans to switch from Subway's longtime contract with Coca to PepsiCo and start the year having given franchise owners a Friday deadline to sign a new 10-year pact contract. So you not only got to switch, you got to do this for the next 10 years. Those that fail to agree risk the ability to serve beverages in 2025, with that would result in a default in your franchise agreement, according to the email recently sent by Subway Franchise Support Services as viewed by the Post. But every Subway franchisee that represents 20,000 Subways, but the franchise group that represents 20,000 of the North American sub-tribe restaurants. Balked after urging members to sign the deal because the financial details have been kept under the wraps. Have been urging members to sign the deal. So this is really sketchy. So basically, there's a benefit to the people at the top, but not the people at the bottom. I don't think there's no benefit to you switching to PepsiCo, but the parent company, they're going to be able to buy the stuff cheaper, and they're going to get a kickback some way, somehow. Otherwise, they wouldn't tell you to do this. And they just came in. They got the new manager, the new CEO from Domino's. Hey, apparently he's a dickhead. Nobody likes him, but he's the new manager of Subway now, and he's trying to bring him back, but he's rubbing people the wrong way. He's only been there less than 6 months, which is terrible, awful. He's a terrible leader. He just got here 6 months and you rubbing people the wrong way. He's an asshole. He sucks. But I don't eat Subway. I go to Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's, amazing. Got their hot subs. I don't like Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's subs like crazy fast. Jimmy John's is cold. I don't eat that garbage. But that's what we got. That's what we got tonight, y'all. We're talking about what happened to Verzuz and did they fumble the bag? Verzuz could have been so much bigger if it was in-person concerts of your favorite artists competing against each other. So much bigger, so much more money. They could have had profit sharing with the artists. And who don't want to come out and see this? And you can still stream it live. People still pay to watch, but people would pay more to go see Patti and LaBelle and Gladys Knight in person singing them songs. Woo! People would have paid for it. Hopefully they'll come back, maybe under a new name, maybe under new management, maybe not even Verzuz no more, something else different. But it still could be a good, lucrative idea, I think. Oh man, yes sir. Firehouse is stuff. I get the hook and ladder from Firehouse. I used to work at Firehouse in high school. If y'all don't know, I used to work a whole lot of jobs. I work a whole lot of places. Firehouse subs is good. Get that hook and ladder. But back to Verzuz. Verzuz could have been so much bigger and better, and it still can be. If somebody else can get the concept of having artists compete in person, going back and forth and letting the audience pick the winner, and they're doing the hit songs, big money. Big money. But these Verzuz folks, the people who own Triller fumbled the bag. I don't think Verzuz is coming back. It's been over a year now. We haven't watched the Verzuz in over a year, and I don't think it's coming back. Not at this point. It's over. It's dead. But somebody can definitely do in-person concerts with two artists competing hit for hit and let the audience decide who wins. That's gold. That is gold. That's money. I would love to see it. Probably won't. But if I can figure out a way to make it happen, I will. Hey, it's Labor Day. I appreciate y'all tuning in with me. I hope y'all got you some hamburgers and all that good stuff. Enjoyed the last day of summer. It's not the last day of summer, y'all. It's not the last day of summer. The last day of summer is when it get cold. The last day of summer is when it officially get cold or chilly. It ain't that yet. So we're still rolling. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight and watching the show. I thank you, Josh Brown, for your comments. Thank you, Big Payback Porter. And E, my main man E. Thank y'all for commenting. I know y'all already hit the like button, subscribe button, because y'all want to be here. But it's everybody else who has not. Please make you hit the like button and the subscribe button. Last week I was talking about immigration. I'm trying to see on Wednesday rant. Do we want to talk more about immigration? I don't know. I got to figure out a topic for what we're going to talk about, what we're going to do. I'm going to figure out another topic for Wednesday, but make sure y'all tune in for the Wednesday rant where I find a topic that I just want to rant about, how they're screwing us over, how we're not getting us just due, and how it can be better. Wednesday rant, that's what it'll be in. Look out for the topic on Wednesday. I don't have it right now, but I'm going to have it on Wednesday. I appreciate everybody tuning in on this Labor Day. Make sure y'all are safe. Take care. Hey, and those leftovers that you got, don't eat them past Wednesday. You can eat them tonight, tomorrow, but don't eat them past Wednesday. Wednesday's your last day. You can eat Labor Day leftovers. Don't be eating no Monday chicken on Thursday. Get your ass sick now. Don't do that. Get rid of that chicken and make sure y'all take care. And make sure you're back on Wednesday. Tell a friend of a friend of a friend. Let's try to get 20 people in here on the live. Tell a person to come with you. Bring a friend. Let Wednesday bring a buddy night. Wednesday is bring a buddy night to the live. So bring somebody, send somebody the link to the show on Wednesday for the live so we can get more people in here. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm going to be back on Wednesday for more show, more good stuff. Remember, cheap, not broke. Live life at your price. Cheap, not broke. Live life at your price. That's what we're all about. All right. We'll see y'all on Monday. I'm already trying to Thursday. I'm trying to jump through the week. We'll see y'all on Wednesday. All right. Take care. Bye.